First Alert Meteorologist Cody Nickel with a weather update right now. We are tracking a tornado warning just outside of the News 3 viewing area, but this tornado is confirmed in parts of Early County, just north of the Blakely area, where we have this like hook appearance. That is where we have the tornado, and it is moving off towards the north around 20 to 30 miles per hour. So Clay County not under an official tornado warning just yet, but the storm is continuing to slowly move off towards the north. So areas like Bluffton, Sutton's Corner could be impacted by this storm. Fort Gaines could also be impacted, but maybe on the western side of this tornado warning. And Matt, if you could go over to the velocity to show the radar couplet, you can see we have some strong indications of a tornado. We've also had confirmation of radar confirmation with debris in parts of Early County. So this is continuing to move off towards the north, may impact parts of Clay County. We're waiting to see if they are going to extend this tornado warning off towards the north for parts of like Bluffton, Sutton's Corner along US 27. Get a little closer in this area, Matt, for me, so we can just get a little bit closer look of that tornado warning or that circulation. It is right here across parts of Georgia 39. That takes you back down to Blakely. That is where it is crossing right now. So the Clay County line is right up here. So Farrell Crossroads, if you're familiar with that location, just south of the Clay County, Early County border. The city of Bluffton sits right here, and some communities right here, or roads rather. Mount Calvary Road is where this could be coming up into parts of Clay County as well. So again, just outside of the News 3 viewing area, but inching ever so closely to moving into the News 3 viewing area. And this has really been the only storm that we've been watching the past several hours. It's kind of been by itself, so it has all the energy to work with associated with Tropical Storm Claudette. So we still have a lot of heavy rain across parts of the Columbus area and East Alabama, but this is our primary concern right now, is the tornado threat that is starting to move into parts of northern, or it's in northern Early County, moving up into parts of Clay County. So we have radar confirmation. We're waiting to see if the National Weather Service in Tallahassee is going to extend that warning to include Clay County. So communities like Bluffton, Zeddo, Fort Gaines, Sutton's Corner would be the most impacted by this tornado right now. And it is confirmation by debris from the radar in Fort Rucker. Let's see. All signs are confirmation has a good debris ball in reflectivity as it continues to move off towards the north, 20 to 30 miles per hour. The latest scan here, look at this, is really ramped back up as it just crossed Georgia 39. So it kind of moved more northeastwardly here, so it could be moving more towards the Farrell Crossroads area and Bluffton. Bluffton may be actually the most imminent community in Clay County to see this tornado, because it's very low top, so they're not very tall, 10 to 20,000 feet, excuse me, in height across of the area. And you also have maybe that rain-free base where we don't have a lot of precipitation, so low precipitation supercell is what we're dealing with, and really a good circulation right now, potentially going to be making its way up into Clay County. We're awaiting that tornado warning, pretty confident that we're going to get an extension of this tornado warning that'll move into parts of Clay County. So this is what we're continuing to watch. Go back over to the radar mode, the reflectivity. Here you go. You can really see that this is where the tornado would be located, just in the rain precipitation mode. So still heavy rain already falling in Clay County. Bluffton along US 27, that takes you back up to Sutton's Corner, just in part of Clay County before you get into Randolph County. So Mount Calvary Road, let's see, what is that? That is, can you read that road out to me, Matt? Let's see, we have Smith Lane, St. Luke's Road, and we do have that tornado warning. So we have the tornado warning, Clay County and Randolph County until 2 o'clock. So zoom out, Matt, let's show the whole polygon here. So there's the storm. Go more up towards the north. Pan up towards the north. All right, Bluffton, Sutton's Corner. Zoom out just a little bit more. I'm sorry, Matt. Coleman. It does not include Cuthbert. So we're talking about Coleman, Bluffton, Sutton's Corner, I would say Zeto in Clay County. Fort Gaines, you are good. You're not in the polygon, so that is good news if you are in Fort Gaines. Fort Gaines is the most populated community in Clay County, so but we're talking about Bluffton. We're not going to forget about you guys, Sutton's Corner, and also Randolph County and southwestern, or it's really southwestern Clay County near the community of Coleman. Does not include the county seat of Randolph County, Cuthbert. So Cuthbert, you're good for the moment. Shellman, you're good at the moment. But we are talking about Clay County. So Fort Gaines, and then the northern part of Clay County that takes you back up into parts of Quitman County, you should be good. This is moving more off towards the northeast here. And if we could add a track on this just to get some of the communities that do not pop up on the cities, we can show those as well. Put it about right here, Matt, right at the tail end of the storm. So Bluffton, Coleman, Shellman, you're not in it. Cuthbert, you're not in it. And this is all north of the Blakely area. All right, so we have Farrell Crossroads right along the early Clay County line. Harrison's Mill is going to be in that as well. You can take that off now, Matt. And then that is going to be making its way up into Randolph County. So the Randolph County is actually 2:45 is when we have that tornado warning going to. So over an hour right now on this latest tornado warning. I'm going to step off for a moment, but we are tracking a confirmed tornado in Early County. This is moving into Clay County where we have that tornado warning, observed tornado moving north at 30 miles per hour. We haven't had any reports of damage come out of this area, but we do have radar confirmation that this is on the ground. And also another indication with this storm, we're starting to see some lightning pop up. So this is potentially some increasing, storm is starting to get stronger rather when we have lightning. Lightning is an indication of intensity. And you can really tell in the reflectivity here where we have that hook. Go back to velocity, and it's really ramped up the past couple of scans, but right now it looks like it may be a little bit weaker, so that's going to be in our favor as it continues to approach the county line here. Really might be right there where we have that potential or confirmation of a tornado really that's moving up into parts of Clay County. Georgia 37 between Sutton's Corner and Fort Gaines right here. That will be moving, making its way up into your area as well. Georgia 39 not in the tornado warning. Bluffton, let's see. If it moves more northward, Bluffton proper may actually miss most of this tornado. Although you're getting very heavy rain, Sutton's Corner may miss that if it continues to move somewhat on that trek right there is where we project that it is going to move. And we just got a latest updated scan. You can see it is approaching the county line right now in Clay County. So we still have that debris ball on correlation coefficient. Now, most of the area is under a tornado watch until 8 o'clock tonight. So we have that. Flooding is really our main potential. This is really a secondary threat with the tornado potential, and we're also starting to see more showers develop south of this storm. So we may actually be here, or we will be here all afternoon, but right now we are here for this tornado warning. Clay County, Randolph County, areas along US 27, be in your tornado safe spot. That is going to be the lowest floor. If you have a two-story home, that is the lowest floor. If you have one story, it's going to be a hallway, bathroom in a center portion of the house. And a basement is always preferred if you have one of those. That is where you need to go if you are in parts of Clay County and also Randolph County. I'll reiterate that. That warning goes until 2:45 p.m. So we have an hour left on this warning for Bluffton, Sutton's Corner, and Matt, go in a little tighter on Clay County. Let's get some of these roads right here. So the Zeto community, Harrison's Mill. Let me step off screen here. Let's see, Mount Calvary Road, Mill Pond Road. Go in a little bit tighter near Harrison's Mill, if you will, Matt. Go in tighter. Just zoom right on in. There you go. Cayman Road, St. Luke's Road, County Road, what is that, 4515? I think it may be Piney Grove Road. All right, so these areas you need to be taking your tornado safe, getting into your tornado safe spot in Clay County. So we're not going to leave any of these folks out who live in these very rural areas of Clay County. We have a potential tornado on the ground. We've already had radar confirmation. Go back out a little bit wider here, and you can see it's right there. That's where it is crossing Early County into Clay County. That is where we have that rotation. We have that tornado warning up for Clay and Randolph County, although Randolph County is going to be a while before it gets into your neck of the woods for Randolph County. So you can see the latest scan starting to still show rotation. Go back to the rain mode for me. There you can really see it in the what we call reflectivity, or the rain mode. It is the it looks kind of like a fish hook here. This is the hooked echo as it's wrapping around with that circulation. Tornado is going to be somewhere right in this area around Mount Calvary Road. So you may actually see some of this if you're over here. You may actually see that just because we don't have the high precipitation that we're really used to. Low clouds may obscure that as well. But overall, several minutes ago, we did have an observed tornado by the Doppler radar from the Fort Rucker radar in Tallahassee. That is a little messy in the correlation coefficient right now, but overall, we may actually have something here, getting some reports that people are actually seeing a tornado on the ground, some storm spotters, but overall we're going to go with radar confirmed tornado at the moment as it continues to move up into parts of Clay County. So Harrison's Mill, Bluffton, US 27, that takes you back up to Sutton's Corner. The community of Zeto is right here. You have all these small roads in between. You need to be seeking shelter immediately. Sutton's Corner, Harrison's Mill, Bluffton, Zeto. That's the tornado right there. It's moving into Clay County. Very deadly situation potentially as it continues to move up. Zoom in right here, Matt. Let's just see what shows up with the roads. All right, you have Mount Calvary Road. We've been saying that for a while. So maybe most of this is just farmland, we're hoping. So that is some good news. So the nearest road is up here. We also have one here. Just continue to go up. There we go. Is that Cactus Trail? Cactus Trail, Mount Calvary Road. All right. St. Luke's Road, and all of these areas are near County Road 15. Seek tornado, be in your tornado safe spot immediately. We have an observed tornado potentially producing damage in Early County, Clay County. We've had tornado debris signatures throughout the past 15 minutes or so with this storm. As it just moved north of Blakely is where we really saw the storm ramp up across the area, and this is our only storm that we are dealing with at the moment. Now, if you are in Columbus, parts of Auburn, East Alabama, up near Harris County, if you're in Fort Benning, we're just dealing with some rain right now, light to moderate rain. We have no issues for the city of Columbus and Auburn. Although we are under that tornado watch until 8 o'clock, we have no issues in Columbus right now. We are just talking about Randolph County and Clay County. Here's the latest velocity scan for storm rotation. The greens are the inbound velocity, inbound towards the radar. So the radar is over here in Fort Rucker. So the winds are coming this way, the reds are coming away. So that's our rotation right here. We're not getting a lot of communities pop up, but still, this is a very deadly situation potentially for areas and people who live in Clay County. No reported outages yet in Clay County. So that is some good news, even though we've seen the TDS signatures in Early County, and it continues right now into Clay County. So Bluffton, right now you're good. You got some heavy rain earlier. The tornado is just off towards your east here. Harrison's Mill, and then we have County Line 15, County Road 126 as well, and then it's going to be moving up into Georgia, let's see, Georgia 39, you're good. All right, here's another latest scan. So we're really getting some good updates with the radar here to keep us abreast of where the tornado is at. So that's the tornado circulation. It's coming up into some roads very quickly here in parts of Clay County that take you back into Harrison's Mill and then back up to Sutton's Corner. So the storm motion may actually have slowed down a little bit, even though we're getting these very quick updates with the radar. Let's do a wide view, Matt. Just zoom the radar out a pretty good bit here. Go out even wider. All right, we have the main storm that is tornadic right here. You can see Clay County, Randolph County. We have to watch potentially what's coming out of our Early County as well. Go back, take the radar towards Columbus for me, Matt. We just have heavy shield of rain. Continue to go up. Go all the way up to Columbus. All right. Rain, heavy rain, light to moderate. This is going to continue for the next several hours for Columbus and Auburn. So, like I said, no issues for Columbus, Crawford, Auburn. It's just heavy rain, steady rain. So that is some good news. Our main concern is this tornado warning that is out for Clay, Randolph County, 2:45. So we have a long way to go. We have about 50 more minutes left on this warning. That's the only tornado warning right now out across the area. Eufaula, you're actually good too. Tuskegee, Russell County, Seal, Chambers, Lafayette, you're good. You're not. Chambers County is not under this tornado watch at all, but this is our main concern, and they've been by themselves, so they've had all the energy to work with, and they're kind of lining up here for the at the moment right now. So we'll have to continue to watch, see how these other behave, but this is the main deal right now, and that's our tornado right there in Clay County. So Coleman, it may move between Zeto and Sutton's Corner. That's where we're going to have to watch, and then potential that tornado is going to move up into southwestern Randolph County. So Coleman, just go ahead and prepare for your, just know where you're going to go for that tornado when it gets a little bit closer, although you need to be going now for Coleman. Sutton's Corner, you should have been there. Bluffton, you're going to be good. If you are in Bluffton, this storm is moving off towards your northwest. It is moving off towards your northwest, so it shouldn't miss you up in Bluffton. And let's see if we have any updates. Let's see. Okay, no damage reports coming in, so that is good. It looks like we may have lost our debris signature. It does not look as impressive as it did 10, 15 minutes ago, so that is some great news. But we are continuing to watch it as it moves through or up near Piney Grove Road. Zeto is going to be in the most immediate concern for this tornado warning. Harrison's Mill, Mill Pond Road, be taking your tornado precautions now. Sutton's Corner, Wesley Grove, areas on Georgia 37. So I'm just going to, if you are in between Zeto, Sutton's Corner, if you have if you are near the Zeto community, go ahead and take your tornado precautions. Fort Gaines, you are in the clear. You're not in the polygon, so you are in the clear for this tornado warning. Cactus Trail, County Road 15, St. Luke's Road, all these areas need to be taking your tornado precautions. And here is Chief Meteorologist Bob Jeswald joining us in studio, but I'll keep going for a while here. So it looks like the velocity has ramped back up, but we don't have any confirmation of I wouldn't say we have a tornado on the ground because we don't have the lowering of CC values, so that is going to be good. Go back to the radar. There we go. I would say that's your tornado. Even though we've somewhat lost the debris signature. There's still something going on. This whole mesocyclone is rotating across Clay County. So here is that debris detector. Not as impressive as it was earlier this afternoon. It is almost 5 minutes till 2 o'clock.
Yeah, Cody, did you see the, I'm trying to find out here too, and it was at 1:45, we're talking about Clay County, that spotter is Andrew Tomlinson. It was about 3 miles west-southwest of Harrison's Mill, and it looks like right after that is where it just seems like it's, you know, kind of fizzling a little bit, but it's still cycling right here. So there it is, Harrison Mill right now, just to the west. So I think there's, there might have been a little bit of rotation.
Yeah, I think we may have had something.
Yeah, that's for sure. And here it is right now. So Randolph County is what we're looking at right now. Yeah, so we'll let Cody get back over here. So there it is. It's still got circulation with it. This is a typical rotation outside these outer bands that we are talking about earlier. And just to the southwest of Harrison Mill right now, there's Bluffton right along 27. But again, this is kind of very rural, but it's headed towards the Zeto area, and then eventually coming in around Coleman too. So that's just another area that we want to keep a watchful eye on. So you can see it. It's still got some circulation with it. The CC looks like it was a little bit of debris that was on it, and as it continues to lift northeast, if you're in a Coleman area, once you get in that southwest areas of Randolph County is why you should really certainly just kind of seek shelter, stay with us here. Fort Gaines, of course, you see where you are, farther off to the west, you're so clear out of this. But again, just very isolated. And again, just a weak lifting up rotation spin up with it. But it did have some good characteristics here earlier. It was really tight.
Oh, yeah. Me and Matt have been watching it all morning.
Yeah.
We started watching it right as it was moved over the Florida-Alabama line. Yeah. It showed some strong characteristics of tornadic potential. And then we finally got a tornado warning for parts of Early County. And then now we have this tornado warning that is in parts of Clay County. So it's been pretty robust for the past, I would say, hour or so. It's been going through some cycles, but right now moving up in the areas of Zeto, Sutton's Corner, and then Coleman around 12-13. So it may have picked up some forward momentum as it continues to move off towards the north and northeast here.
Could we get a little street level on that too, Cody? I know it's very rural. We don't have too much going on. Once we get out of Clay and once we get into Randolph here, I just want to see what we can get down. There are some neighborhoods down here. You can see St. Luke's Road. If you're in that area now, you should seek shelter immediately, just to make sure. In County Road, that's actually County Road 15 that's out there as well. That's kind of lifting up right before we get into Randolph County. This is still Clay County, and we're still seeing some rotation right along that whole area there around St. Luke Road as it kind of lifts north. It's the northern part of the road, and this is all south of the Zeto area, as Cody was telling you, right along Georgia State Route 37. So this is west of County Road 15, coming straight up areas around St. Luke Road and headed right towards Zeto. This is at street level mapping right now, Cody, as it lifts north. But it's still moving quite a clip here with nothing else around it. I mean, this is just like a little Lone Ranger here lifting north. But we want to get people in a safe spot right now, especially just south of Georgia State Route. Right now that you could see 37.
Yeah, Georgia 37, yeah. And it's been pretty persistent with this rotation, and I say it's had a lot of energy to work with, especially as it's moved more up towards the north, I would say, with the getting into more shear as we're starting to see the tropical system continue to lift on in. Yeah,
and you can see right where you have it highlighted there. That's perfect, Cody. It's kind of getting broad. It looks like it's a little tight in the center, but really it's this whole area here. And we have to stay with it, because if we don't know what it's going to do in its later genesis as it keeps on lifting northward.
Here's an update.
Yeah.
Spotter reports tornadoes still on the ground.
Okay, there you go. And that was since before it was southwest of Harrison Mill area.
That was a minute ago.
And that was 1 minute ago, headed towards Zeto. So again, if you're in the Salem Road area, this road, how much closer could we get? I want to see some of these other areas. This is all south of Zeto, as we're saying. So we got Salem Road. Right through these areas, and it is kind of lifting north. It's almost literally riding Salem Road north, south of Zeto, and right before it gets to that west-east corridor of Georgia State 37. So that's why you should be seeking shelter immediately right now as it continues to do so. And you can even see even County Road 22 here as it kind of bends a little bit, meanders up through here. So it's County Road 22, seek shelter, lowest interior section, and make sure that you have enough walls between you and the outside. That's the one area that we really got to watch closely. This is all west obviously County Road 23 in these areas down here in Clay County. Headed towards Randolph County, this tornado that has been spotted, as Cody just told us, it was about a minute ago or two. So we've had storm spotters talking about this. This has been certainly ongoing here for a little while. Now it's in a News 3 viewing area. County Road 6 is right around the county line area between Randolph, southwest Randolph County, and Clay counties. So again, if you're Clay County, nowhere near Fort Gaines, because if you're in Fort Gaines, you're fine. It's just this one remote area coming up St. Luke Road right now, and it's just to the south where it just connects. It goes perpendicular into State Route 37. So right here along this area, not very populated, but there's a lot of you down here. I know you guys are watching, that you should seek shelter immediately. County Road 6, I would too. We look at the debris detector. This is our correlation coefficient. It's trying to pick up areas of just some kind of metallic object. Sometimes you get any kind of debris signatures that are real dense. So the reflectivity coming back out of the Fort Rucker radar that's live right now is showing us a little debris here. This is kind of anomalous. This is kind of nothing here. But I would say there is probably a little debris here, Cody, as it's just kind of the debris is showing more northeast of the Zeto area. So that's also a hazard, very dangerous with flying debris. We know that's what causes most damage and injury, and the actual physical tornado is just off to the west of that too. So this is structured probably quite high, and for all that debris to be being picked up like that to the northeast. There's the TVS. This is what we use live radar, as we call a tornado vortex signature, and it's showing the classic hook right here. So we know that definitely this does have the characteristics of what we're seeing as this tornado has been spotted on the ground. The last scan is taking it almost right into the Zeto area and just northeast of Zeto. We'll keep this on. Let's just zoom right in as we get closer here. There's St. Luke Road, as I said. Now it looks like it's just kind of northeast of that, but it's still riding north along St. Luke Road before it gets into Zeto. There's Georgia 37. So everybody here should be seeking shelter immediately, even around County Road 15, where County Road 15, just to the east part of County Road 15, as it moves into the areas of 37 as well. Because right around that state route, that whole area here is we need to watch. So we go back to the velocity scan, and that shows us clearly what's going on here as far as the circulation. So it's still wound up here where we had confirmation. And although it looks like this last scan, sometimes it broadens out, so what's happening at weekends, it kind of increases a little bit. But certainly this is the area we have to watch out for. So anybody in the neighborhoods east of St. Luke Road, County Road 15, and all south of Georgia State Route 37. And right here is just the confirmation of tornado because it's been spotted. And this is from the National Weather Service. It shows us that we do have a confirmed tornado right there. So that was one that was spotted lifting northeast. We still, it could come in and out constantly. So as it cycles through, that's why we got to take it quite seriously. What road is this right up through here, Cody? I'm sorry. I want folks to...
Wesley Grove.
Wesley Grove. Okay, yeah. Make sure there you would seek shelter immediately. It gets more populated here. And this is still coming into the southwest corner of Randolph County, outside of Clay County. We haven't had any other reports after this. Harrison's Mill, this is still a distance away, almost 3 miles for you guys, is northeast of you right now, so you're clear. Bluffton, you're clear. Fort Gaines, you're clear. But right now, if you're just to the Zeto area, the latest scan showing it coming just across, this tornado potentially right across areas around Georgia State Route 37 and US 27 as well up to the east. This is the classic tornado vortex signature. Cuthbert, I think right now, if you're in the Cuthbert area, you should already be getting into your safe spot. Just be prepared. Cuthbert, that's highly populated in Randolph County, and we think our residents there should definitely be in a safe spot as we speak.
Yes, and this is our only storm that we're dealing with this afternoon. So we may have more, who knows, but we are going to be talking about a flooding hazard potentially with all the rain that we are expected.
Yeah, and this is a steady, moderate rain. Don't let it fool you. You're right. These low-lying areas, poor drainage areas, are certainly going to be seeing it rise quickly. And with everything feeding into it and the ground's becoming saturated, storms like these and others that are going over the same areas are going to certainly soak the grounds, and we're going to be dealing with this area of flash flooding. That's why the flash flood watch is going on, as Cody just pointed out. So we're watching this tornado boxes out here. Coleman area, I would be seeking shelter immediately right now too as well. And right around the areas, as you can see here, any state route around Georgia off to the west of Coleman, and in getting into Cuthbert area, this is awfully, it seems like it's premature, but anybody Cuthbert and just to the southeast of Cuthbert should be thinking of your safety spots right now. This is lifting northeast and you can see by what we see, this polygon here is what puts everybody into that. But will it be extended? Its life keeps on going, so it's a good chance that Cuthbert, you'll be into this area shortly. So seeking shelter, getting into that safe spot, lowest level, and just repeat this all the time, and as many walls between you and the outside. There's been debris with this, and with the debris, we worry about that certainly becoming a large hazard. Debris will punch a hole right through a wall easily, so that extra protection and more of a strong, sturdy kind of outward area, such as a framed area, maybe inner side, most inner part of a home is great. But if you get into an area that even a closet or something that has some structure, and always cover your head. But we want to make sure that anybody coming into the Zeto area now should be certainly seeking shelter and is coming into that county line area, which would be southwest corner of Randolph County. And you can see the circulation. There is some good news. It looks like it's really broadening out now.
It's really weaker than
what it
was.
That's great. It has been weakening in the last 2 cycles.
We've noticed this over the past hour. It has gone through some cycling, so this could be just one of those cycles. Yeah, and
you mentioned too earlier, but the atmosphere has been really primed for this. I mean, it's extremely humid, and of course the conditions are real favorable for this to hold up, which is not
areas
good.
Down towards Eufaula, Cuthbert, temperatures have been in the mid to upper 70s, much warmer than what we've seen in Columbus. So that is a driving factor for this as well.
Yep, there you go. You got your available energy. That's all in place here. So if we do our own, let's go ahead and the travel time on this and the distance, if we track it from the broad circulation, Cody, it looks like even around just right about where my finger is here, coming right into areas now in Randolph County, we'll go ahead and draw our polygon, and let's just see if we could take it. Is it more or less going north-northeast, or is it a little bit off to the east there, or is it northwest? Let's roll it back and just
let's do a manual track,
because we're going to do a manual track.
We're going to get the precise.
Because we want to make sure that folks at home know this. And
this is moving pretty fast.
It is
over the past hour.
Seems like it could be anywhere. It looks like 40 to 50, maybe even higher than that. I'm not sure. But what we'll do is put a vector here so folks at home know what we're doing. To vector point with a 1 hour distance.
About 25,
25 surface. Okay, so we'll take ours and we'll do at that same trajectory, kind of northeast. I would almost take it like Coleman Center and then pull it back right through Cuthbert and then eventually into Benevolence. Maybe off to the right just a tad more to the right.
This way?
Yeah, that way, I'm sorry. Yeah, just like that. It's perfect. So the times here, if you're in Coleman and Cuthbert, let's just take Cuthbert right now, 2:36. It's 7 minutes after the hour Eastern time here. So Randolph County residents, southwest corner, if you're in Coleman, right now specifically, should be seeking shelter immediately. There's been, this has been on again, off again. It literally lifts up. It's not a tornado, touches the ground, it becomes a tornado again. It's funnel cloud tornado. So not to take any chances, best to keep your radio on. We're also on Q107.3 FM. I wanted to point out for our residents, because you can pick up Q107.3 FM if your power goes out, somehow you lose a signal. We're broadcasting and simulcasting on Q107.3 FM, our PMB broadcast partner, so that's critical to know, too, during this time. So there's Cuthbert and Coleman, so as it lifts northeast right along 27 and right along 82, too. That's US 82 that kind of cuts through here. This is a popular area we've got to watch out for. But Coleman first, and we'll see it continuing up through here. Benevolence, if it was to continue on this track, which the storm cell will, whether it's a tornado or not, Benevolence start thinking too, just top of the hour, 3 o'clock, because we could literally be on this for the next hour easily, and we want everybody to already prepare ahead of time. And it's always getting at the lowest part of your foundation. Should not be in a mobile home. If anybody's in Coleman, if there's a way you can get to a safe spot, I always recommend, please, if you can do that. It's just the best thing to do, to get somewhere where there's a safe shelter, or a family or a friend or somebody you know you can do that. If not, you must get into the most interior section and really hunker down and cover your head. But again, there's been some debris with it. We can get back to street level here, and we'll go back southwest corner, and we'll get to, and you can see it looks like it's just all straight line winds going out this way, so it's flowing out a little bit. And little circulation, but this is what we want to see for weakening. There you go, Cody.
They have gone back to radar indicated.
Okay, radar indicated. So that's good. That's good news, because when we see it like this is more.
And NWS is saying the circulation has weakened.
Yeah.
Which is what we're starting to see in velocity as well.
Velocity does show the air moving away from the radar site, but you can see if you're County Road 20 right now, the good thing is this is all gusty winds. You can see if we look at any circulation, a header be forwarded with the velocity scan, so we'll take negative 52. It's a lot of wind with this. So you're talking about, definitely severe thunderstorm kind of wind damage, straight line winds kind of blowing out. So this right here is easily 68, 69, 70 mile per hour winds possibly coming out of this. So that could do some structural damage easily. So if we're seeing still some circulation aloft, Doppler indicated, but surface winds, they could be up to 50. So again, this could cause damage indeed. Let's see this road here. We have, let me look right over here. This is
Orr
Road. Yeah, we have Orr Road here and
Clubhouse
Road. So as this continues to lift northeast in this area, this is a big deal here, folks. This is a real big deal. So seek shelter immediately. Don't take a chance. The winds are still circulating around this. This is what we call, it's kind of a meso event. It could still be circulating. Any kind of storm does that, thunderstorms, but there's wind aloft that's kind of moving around, and if this ever mixes back down the surface, we get back to that tornado again. Okay, nothing has been visually inspected, but Cody's doing a 3D volumetric here, and with 3D volumetric, we start looking at the height of the storm. This is going to help us right now, if you're at home too, to see how it's weakening. Is it intensifying? So from 10,000 to 20,000 feet, it doesn't have to be a high storm. This is not supercell stuff, what we have in the spring months, which are real dangerous. But what makes this a low base storm is because of the weak spin up. There's shear from the actual tropical storm Claudette, and these outer bands come in, and the way they do it, they kind of swirl around and cause some rotation. So you're talking still a 20,000 foot storm with rotation can do just as much damage. And frankly, I have to suspect we don't have the lightning data on. No lightning. Sometimes you don't have thunder with this. A little thunder, but again, you've still got the tornado that could be spinning up, because tornadoes could be spin up. They could be actually from supercells or general thunderstorms or ahead of a front, and sometimes we'll get those as well. But this is certainly one that could do a lot of damage, and as we know, even at 20,000 feet, and even though there's not a lot of thunder with it, it's not a classic supercell thunderstorm, you're getting those tornado signatures here. So it is Doppler indicated right now. When it was in Clay County, we actually had visual inspection by some storm spotters, but now it is lifting north and east of Coleman. So Coleman, and I want to get Cuthbert just on alert here. Cuthbert, no, we don't want anyone to panic here. It's just all about preparation here. But from Coleman all the way up to Cuthbert and right along 266 here, and Cody's given our vector here, and you could see from those vectors earlier determining how fast it's traveling at the surface, could put it up to just before the 3 o'clock Eastern Time hour, and once we get into north central portions of Randolph County. So technically, right now, it's Clay, you're clear. So if you're in Clay County, there's no tornado warning there for you anymore. Clay County should be clear, although we do have the times up there. It's in Randolph County now. So Clay County residents, you're safe to go back and resume activities. If you see any damage, Clay County residents, please call authorities. Do not try to go out there. You've got to watch for down power lines. There's a lot of hazards when you have a lot of debris around too. So we just always want you to be safe. But if you have power lines down, you could call your local authorities and make sure you could go ahead and call whoever your power company may be. So Coleman, northeastward, Cuthbert, we're going to be watching that as well as it continues right through the southwest corner of Randolph County right now. So again, Doppler indicated tornado, and potentially being still in some kind of structure or form within the next half hour, but we are actually tracking this potentially getting into the Cuthbert area at least within the next half hour or so, Cody.
That's right, and it's much weaker than what we've seen over the past hour, so that is some great news. Maybe moving up into more stable air with all the rain that's been ahead of it, so that is probably working in our favor. We also have more storms potentially on the way coming out of South Alabama. Yeah,
and that's something we want to see. So that's something that's going to keep us busy. We're going to have a window here of time, and I could tell you, just because this is a tropical storm and because of the outer bands, you know, even as this storm weakens thanks to the nature maybe of some the rain, stable air, this still has energy with it and shear, and it's all it's going to take to start to reactivate potential isolated tornadoes again. So if you're in Barber County right now watching us, I would definitely be alert for the rest of this afternoon with the First Alert Weather Team. We've been on it all morning with meteorologist Nicole Phillips and meteorologist Cody Nickel. And so we need to watch this, because this line here, as Cody just said, is going to be giving us more trouble. This is what's going to keep us active through tonight. So there's a lot of shear with that. It's quite evident, and a lot of thunderstorms with this one too. So it's got a lot of potent energy. Seems to be a little bit farther north, which we're typically seeing, but as this area low center, which is not very well defined, asymmetrical, we'd say it's not a lot of symmetry with it. It's over land, but it does have a lot of energy ahead and shear, which means you're seeing a lot of changing wind direction at the surface and even up to 20,000 feet. I mean, this thing is just really doing some crazy stuff here, but that's typical of outer bands. So once this band clears out of here, once we get it out of Randolph County, we'll probably also need even this whole energy here. We've got to watch areas of Webster. If you're in Webster, you should be staying with us too, even if we go off air. So we want to watch Webster County. It's not so much Richland, but maybe Preston, Weston, those areas. We also want to watch if you're in Plains, Georgia, and America. So stay with us. We're not saying anything's happening yet, but we need to watch areas around Webster and Sumter counties. Sly, you're still out there. I don't think it's going to make it that far, but these two counties definitely want to just keep a watchful eye. In Barber County over the next couple hours. You got a break here, but we got to watch that next band coming in. It's very strong. These are outer rain bands from Tropical Storm, or right now I don't even know if we were in Tropical Storm Claudette at this point.
We did manage to get Tropical Storm Claudette. It was kind of weird. We actually kind of got it after it made landfall.
Yeah, it's
so
odd.
it was. Yeah. This has been a very weird tropical system, but overall, we've seen tropical characteristics from it.
Yeah,
so.
We certainly did. Hey, it doesn't matter if it was named storm. We were saying this yesterday, weren't we?
Yep.
We say if it's named or it's not named, it's irrelevant. It's still going to have all the characteristics of what we don't like, especially as it comes in at that angle on shore to present all these issues that we're having right now. It didn't have a lot of center of circulation, as we were talking about yesterday for sort of weather team, so here we are. So let's get back down. We probably, at this point, even though it is Doppler indicated, let's go back to street level.
It kind of looks like it's cycling again.
Yeah, it is, yeah, because I see a thunderstorm now popping up. See a little TVS here. Yeah, let's get as tight as we can, probably right around where the, okay, there's no doubt some winds with this. There's strong winds that are pushing ahead of it. Weak circulation right here. But again, we just need to kind of keep an eye out for that as well. Let me just back up a little bit here. I just want to look, because what we have is Rhodes Creek Road, Coleman. We also have to watch out for Clubhouse Road and Hunter's. This is Hunter's Road, but what happens Ridge Road, but it's not really in that area. It's really around Rhodes Creek right now, Road. So Rhodes Creek Road, that neighborhood between there and Georgia State Route 266, are the areas we have to watch out for here. So if you're right along here on State Route 266 and Rhodes Creek Road, right in between, you should be seeking shelter immediately, especially up in this area. Let's get up in here too, Cody, and we'll even do a track on that to these neighborhoods up here. I'm going to make sure these folks know, because they need to seek shelter like ASAP if they haven't already done so. So you got these roads up through this area here.
George Milling Road?
George Milling, yeah. I'm going to let you hit these because our monitors are so small, and I'm 56 years old, and I can't even read
all
the
right,
darn things
we
here.
have, let's see, Georgia 266.
Yeah, 266.
Is the main road that takes you from Coleman to Cuthbert. We have Green Loop. We have County Road 55 just off of US 27. George Milling Road, and then we have some smaller roads, Mitchell Grove Road, Matt Road, and then we get into the city of Cuthbert, where we have a lot of neighborhoods in here. We have Dead End Road just off of US 82. So all these areas, start preparing for that tornado warning. Cuthbert, you're not under an official tornado warning, but go ahead and plan where you're going to go. We may have an extension of this warning again.
Yeah, I think we will. Could you do me a favor? Could you let's go do a full track on that. Let's take it all the way back to Cuthbert and these roads. And keep it tight too, because we can get more of those smaller neighborhoods in there as tight as we can. Yep, maybe a little tighter, and then we'll go ahead. Yeah, right there. That'll be perfect. We'll take it right from where the center of circulation is, right up to there. Cody's just going to give it a full long track here. So 36 minutes after, and right now we're at 18 minutes after. So you guys know this is why we got to take this seriously. You don't have a lot of time. Wade's area about 10 to the hour. Benevolence about 4 minutes to the hour or so. And just at the top of the hour, if it even gets up to this area around Brooksville, but it's getting somewhat out of the Randolph County area. And then we're going to watch Webster, and we should be watching western portions of Sumter County as well. So those are the two areas we want to keep to stay tuned with us. Q107.3 FM is another way if anybody's losing power or if there's any signal issues. Please check us out on there. We're simulcasting.
All right.
And WRBL.
National Weather Service is also watching another cell just south of this.
Okay, so it's just kind of training.
No
again.
warning for it, but they're just watching.
Okay, watching it. Okay, good. So let's go down there and see what we're looking at and make sure these same areas are going to be impacted. That means so we'll go south of that and see what we're watching. That would be down through here. I see that, yeah, right
coming
here.
Into Blakely.
Right out of Blakely again. It's like it's doing the same thing. Now, there's a little bit, now run the whole thing. Let's see if this has got more easterly movement, though. That would be good news for the folks in Bluffton and all those areas there. So it's still kind of following that northeast track a little bit. The storm itself, the cyclone, is probably moving slower now over land, which is not good, and it just keeps this repetitiveness of all this going on right now. So that's what we're looking at. So Blakely to Bluffton, all the way up to Cuthbert.
They've also noted there's some maritime boundary there that is helping to fuel some of this instability as well.
Yeah, which is a negative thing, but yeah, you're right. It is. It's helping to fuel it, and it's not a good thing in this particular case. So you get that warm, humid air coming off. It's not almost like a sea breeze front, but you're getting all that warm air lifting on shore, and then at the same time, this is all cutting across it, all the energy aloft. So it's just supporting all this. So with all this spin going on in the atmosphere, you know, that's putting like Cuthbert in this, again, Blakely, the same areas again. And even if you're in south parts of Clay County too, and southwest Randolph County, just still stay with us because there's still a lot going on this afternoon here. And we still got to consider too, well off to the west, we still got another vigorous span back there. So if you're in Barber County within the next couple hours, if you're Barber County watching, I need you to stay with us too this afternoon. Okay, so you see just to the northeast of this is really whipping here to wind. So you're talking about 68-mile-per-hour winds, potentially under 70. So you know, these are like severe thunderstorm force winds, pretty much almost. Without, it's not by definition. You don't have the hail. We don't see that, and nor do we have, of course, the lightning with it. But you got the winds definitely being a factor as well, and even picking up more here. I mean, you know, 78-mile-per-hour winds to 80 potentially. At the surface, this is a loft, but at the surface, if that comes down as a tornado, you know, you got an EF0, EF1. They'll still do a lot of damage. So, again, nothing officially confirmed there. Doppler indicated this point, but when we were down in Clay County earlier, there were some actual storm spotters that were given that analysis, so an actual visual inspection. So they were looking at this, and now it continues to cycle up. So Cuthbert residents, yeah, we'll let this debris detector kind of swing by one more time.
It's good that we're not getting anything.
Yeah, I'm so happy not to see that. So Cuthbert, we're going to be watching. You should just seek shelter, getting that most interior section, South Cuthbert area, southwest of here, all these neighborhoods again too.
And there's the new warning.
And there's a new warning, as we just said it would. Yeah, it's going to continue all the way back up in the northeast part of Randolph County. So that, as we've been doing, we told you in benevolence, you're going to be in that track. So Cody will track this again, and that has been perfect on that track that we're saying. We're going to shift it off where we were. The polygon is going right with what we were tracking.
Yeah, I'm going to take it into southern Stewart County just to get Troutman in there.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. So even southern Stewart County, let's...
Well, the circulation updated on me.
Yeah,
so
sure did. Yeah,
go.
there it is. Okay, but if you're in these areas here, you definitely want to be seeking shelter and be ready, at least in southern Stewart County. You know, just get to the point where you know, where do we go? Where do we go from here? That kind of thing. So this will be an important factor here. But Cuthbert, you are next here seeing this potential tornado. At this point, we can't take it lightly, but we got some new information on that.
Well, I just wanted to add, this has been several minutes ago, still no reported outages in Clay County.
Okay, that's good news. That's good news. So despite how you may think it's a weak tornado or not, it certainly could cause a lot of disruption. We worry about trees going down. Cuthbert area, you got a lot of trees in this area, real condensed in the neighborhoods. I've been down there many times during storms that you guys had, and that in particular has us worried for any kind of trees toppling over in a lot of these homes. So if you're Cuthbert, most interior section of your home, it's not a panic. This is not like what we see in April, but you always take everyone seriously. It's all it takes is a thunderstorm wind that does more damage than tornadoes, believe it or not, in most cases. So we're going to be watching that closely. So taking it all the way up into Stewart County, if it is Troutman, again, this is moving fast. It is picking up because we're already talking 3 o'clock here. Benevolence now is somewhere around 2:51 as it's moving. It's lifting north. It's 23 minutes after the hour. And this could actually pick up a little bit more steam, too. So areas and neighborhoods down here. Let's get a little bit closer to that and see as we zoom right in. Okay, there you go. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, so we're looking back here over here at George
Milling Road.
Milling Road up through here.
And then we have Mitchell Grove Road.
Mitchell Grove Road right over here. Airport Road is off to the east. So if you're Airport Road, you can still seek shelter. If you're Mitchell Grove, seek shelter immediately in all the neighborhoods.
Lee Knighton Road?
Yes, and that would be up towards...
That's off of Georgia 266.
266 there. So that I would still seek shelter there because there's this broad circulation and anything can come out of this at any point. So from Georgia 266 and right along that northeast and all the way across Mitchell Grove Road too, as Cody's pointing out. And I would even include Airport Road here too, and that's right along US 27. So the US 27 is the eastern border of that. And then we look over here at George Milling Road all the way up to these neighborhoods. Everybody in this neighborhood here, if you're watching, and this is all anywhere right along State Route 266, all the way to the east to 27, and that would include the entire Cuthbert area at this point. I would say anybody in Cuthbert watching should definitely be in a safe spot as we speak. You can see the relationship to Cuthbert until we're talking about this potential tornado. It has already been confirmed by visual, but we haven't had any damage, but it's only 6 miles away and at this point, so it's lifting northeast rapidly, so it'll be here very shortly. So it's 2:24, so anywhere between 36 minutes after the hour to about 45 minutes after the hour, you've got to watch this in this area here as we extend the cone here. So Cuthbert, 37 minutes from this particular vantage point, give or take a few minutes. So again, you're talking about just 10 minutes now, folks. Cuthbert, we've got to keep a watchful eye on this. This is very populated, and so everybody in Cuthbert should be seeking shelter just to be prepared. And when you're in the safe spot, and you could see that looks, you know, that what we see the signature on here on the radar is definitely aloft. There's definitely something going on. Doppler indicated tornado, albeit, but there is actually a tornado vortex signature, or TVS, on this. We don't see a TDS, which is a debris signature, but we did earlier. There were some signs of that. Once it gets in this populated area, that can change things up. So what do we do in Cuthbert right now? Get into the most interior section of your home. Don't panic. Panic doesn't do any good. You're going to be fine. But just get somewhere there's enough walls between you and the outside. And if you can't get into a closet area, you got something to just protect your head. Always, even if you don't have anything, get your hands over your head. If you even have like helmets, bicycle helmets or something like that, gives you enough time. I would just do that. We got a lot of trees there. Just let's play this one safe, and you guys are going to be good. Because right on 266, if it comes right along there to the east of that, that's where it starts getting into the whole Cuthbert area, especially everything to the right side of that is what we really worry about. It'll be the strongest side of this potential cyclone. It's still Doppler indicated, but we are certainly have seen the history of this, and we have to stay on it for your safety, and we'll keep tracking it because this can always have movement. And a lot of folks will say, well, you told us, get off the TV or whatever it may be. You can't, because tornadoes don't go in the exact same path. They're going to shift direction. When we get back to street level, it could go one way or another way, and people who are just joining us need to know what's going on. So think of your fellow citizen and your neighbor. If there's somebody you know has poor communication here, if you can let them know, that would be a great thing. Just let them know to take shelter immediately in Cuthbert. And benevolence, too. We haven't left benevolence out of here. We're past Coleman now. But I think if you're in the Coleman area, you're okay. Everything is off to the northeast of you. But if you're in Benevolence, you should be seeking shelter immediately. And then for the next big city, populated area, will be Cuthbert and then eventually Benevolence. But Benevolence is still way up to the north. But we are Coleman clear, but we're starting to focus on Cuthbert right here. Circulation is tightening a little bit, but again, not terribly impressive. That's good. And frustration with it is that you don't know whether it's going to become a tornado or not, and it could drop any moment now. So this is all about preparation right now, just to keep perspective. This is all about preparation at this point. And again, coming right up around areas around Blakely Road, we get into Cuthbert. Look at the whole populated area here in Cuthbert. You got Wade's up here, and then there's Benevolence, okay? And that includes Benevolence. And we're talking about the times here that are, as you're seeing here, look, 2:53 and just before the 3 o'clock hour. That's coming right around the corner in less than 30 minutes. So as it continues to lift northeast right in the center of this track, potentially could wobble a little bit to the west, a little bit to the east. That's what Cody and I are tracking now, and meteorologist Nicole Phillips too. So we're focusing on, is it right, left, which way is it going? But we got to make sure that everybody in this area, they are seeking shelter immediately. Everybody, if you could do just that and get your plan in place at this point. Then we'll start talking about Stewart County when it continues like this until it completely falls apart. But it's really going to be relying on, Cody, for this whole band, this outer band, to just continue to move eastward. And once it does that, then we're in a better position, it seems like. Now, the radar scans on there, this is I don't think that's level 2. This is NORAD.
Yeah, this is NORAD.
NORAD, but that's okay. But just gives us an idea of what's going on. We have to consider what's going on a little bit farther north, southwest. Again, one more time, off to the west of Dothan. This has certainly got to be watched for our friends in Barber County. And again, here we go again. We got to go back to Clay, Quitman, Randolph counties again from this next line here, and even maybe possibly to the north in Pike County, and into maybe even parts of our counties over in Bullitt County, Alabama. So we haven't even talked about that yet. So there's still a lot going on here. Still a lot going on. So as this continues to move eastward, that's the track or the line that all this embedded activity is on. Okay, so we got the tornado warning Doppler indicated coming up towards Cuthbert, and we're watching that. Coleman, you're free and clear right now. Randolph County, Cuthbert, and then we got to watch all the way up to north to Benevolence before we start talking about Stewart County in this area.
Some good news that Blakely rotation's kind of fizzled a little bit.
Good, and that one to the south, yeah, we're keeping an eye on it. Got to be hypersensitive on these things because we got to see what's going on. But
I think our circulation near Cuthbert is trying to.
It's good
it's
that this
trying to wrap back up.
Yeah, you got that energy to the west, Cody, right up through here, that next band, and that's probably helping to tighten it up a little bit. It's off to the west and it's moving eastward. So that's probably giving it a little bit more forcing in the atmosphere to give it this twisting a little bit. And that's what this is. This is just they're spinning up, or they just rotate right along that line, outer bands. Tropical systems, always you'll have a tornado watch. Anytime we have one coming on landfall, we're on the right side of the strongest part of the cyclone, expect a tornado watch, and that's what we have today. As we were talking about yesterday. So we were talking this about 50 mile per hour. Some of these are looking at the next scan here, so 73 plus 17. You're looking at this, this is getting up to, almost 90 miles an hour in some cases. So, folks, this is serious stuff. So,
yeah, and this is moving into Cuthbert.
And now if it's tightening up from that last scan, Cody, we were under 70. Now we're getting closer upper 80s to 90. So Cuthbert residents definitely, and we want to exclude Peterson Hill area neighborhoods here. So there's a lot of neighborhoods there that kind of cuts right along the spine of 82. This is US 82. It comes right through downtown Cuthbert, and it springs back up to Peterson Hill and in Springvale. So if you're anywhere on 266, you should be seeking shelter immediately, especially where it goes perpendicular into 82. Cuthbert residents, Peterson Hill residents, that's what we're seeing. See how it's wild? It's back and forth a little bit. George Mining Road area, it's coming very close to you right now. Should be in your safe spot, and all the neighborhoods to the south of this, south of 82, and right in this area should right now be getting in their safe spot. Cuthbert, I still want you to all get in your safe spot right now. So between Cuthbert, Peterson Hill, and all this lifting north and east out of here as we speak. So that's what we're looking at, is this system starting to tighten up a little bit again, get a little stronger, and we have nothing new on confirmation. It's moving out of some rural areas, but it's getting into some neighborhoods here. And the one part that will really have us most concerned is this area around Randolph County and Cuthbert.
That's right. I was trying to get the graphic for the tornado safety, but I'm having some technical
that's okay. We'll
getting it up.
Yeah, I appreciate you getting that. Yeah, once you get that up, that'll be good. Tornado safety factors, as Tony was talking about, if anybody's in these areas here, it's like a triangle here from Cuthbert, Peterson Hill, all the way back down to George Milling Road, now lifting right along 266, seeking shelter. Flying debris will always bring in the most damage, and that's where most injuries occur. So if you got debris flying through walls, what's the best thing to have? This most protection as you can allow. So enough windows away from you, many walls between you and the outside exterior walls, such as windows or anything that could be shattering glass. So, or just somewhere in the center, the centermost part. If you got a closet or whatever it may be, that kind of framed area or structure is always good. Tight area. Cover your head with your hands, your arms. Better to protect your head is the most important thing. And just do this over the next, until this track is completely out of the area for the areas being impacted. So if we go ahead and do another track in that, we'll get tight again. And there's the latest one here, and it's riding almost literally perpendicular, parallel right to 266. And eventually
we're getting some damage out of Early County.
Okay, so that's confirmed from earlier.
A barn pump damage reported that in near the Mounds area of Early County.
Okay, so before it was in the news reviewing area, this is why we've been tracking it, and we're on it before anybody, just to get you ahead of time and let you know what was going on. It has a history of damage, is what we're saying. And again, the storm is about 20,000 feet high. Doesn't have to be extraordinarily high, but it could certainly pack a punch and do a lot of damage. So we already, the National Weather Service is already putting in from the confirmation, not necessarily these are, the area around Early County had the debris and also had the damage reported, but also eyewitnesses from storm spotters also did this over in Clay County that did actually see it. Randolph, we haven't had anybody yet make a visual, but once we get in a more populated area outside between Cuthbert here and Peterson Mill area, this will allow us to probably see, or somebody could see it. We're not advising anyone to go out there. These are trained storm spotters, wherever they may be. So from Peterson Hill Cuthbert, that's where a potential tornado is. It's riding right along, almost just parallel right along, actually 266 as it comes right into US 82, just to the southwest of downtown Cuthbert and just to the east of Peterson Hill right now. And we got to watch this all the way through. Let's get as close, let's get right down to street level, and we're going to take that and we're going to give it a track all the way through here so we can just keep it. Yeah, we can stop it here. And let's take the track from right here and let's just bring it right into the Cuthbert area and see what roads are being detected on here. And let's see if we can do that right there. Even if it's a squall, I wonder if we just go ahead and use a squall.
I don't think you're going to pick anything up.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. Maybe try the squall and bring it off in Cuthbert just to get an idea, just to see what we have there. Let's see. Yeah, right about there. So Cuthbert, that gives us, that's what I was looking for, a more accurate time. This will be about 2:40. So I was saying, this is real close. This is 5 minutes out from the western portion of downtown Cuthbert. But all residents of Cuthbert, just to be safe, because this has been moving a little bit to the west, it's been moving a little bit to the east. It's hitting terrain, and there's no straight line with a tornado. So that's why we're on it until it's over. So we're going to continue to watch that as it continues to lift north and east a little bit. So we look at Dual End Road here. You can see this. This would be a place we should be seeking shelter right now. And if you're right where the neighborhood's just leading up to where it comes perpendicular to 266 and US 82, that's when you want to start seeking shelter. Here's a closer view of what we think the tornado could be right here. And if you're in the Dual End Road area here, you should already be in your safe spot. And if we're getting into Cuthbert now, it's just to the western part of it. But this could be shifting a little bit east because this whole rain band outer line, which has a circulation, is generally moving east a bit. So even though it looks like it's going north, it's going northeast a little bit back and forth. So here we are looking at Cuthbert off to the right part of the screen here. Cody's got the circulation on this. It varies. So, you know, you could see anything from roughly about maybe 50, 60, 70, 80 mile per hour wind. So we're looking at, you know, potential if this hits the surface of the ground. This is a strong EF0 or going into an EF1 tornado potentially. Don't know that for a fact, but that's why we gotta take this one seriously. We are also looking at this coming now a little bit farther west from that scan. It looks like it's kind of breaking up. It's kind of broad, but we're getting better circulation on the back edge of that. And as cyclones could have it, they could separate a little bit and retighten up over here, which is doing right now. Cuthbert, this could be maybe a little bit temporary good news, but we don't want you to get too complacent yet until this all passes northeast of you. And George Milling Road area, you're beginning to clear right now on that last scan, so you could probably just take a breath or rest ashore. Clay, you're clear. Clay County completely at this point, and Central Randolph County is what we're looking at. If you're in Benevolence, farther north, we still want to make sure that you guys are in a safe spot. Cuthbert, you're not out of it yet, so let's make sure Cuthbert residents, you still stay in your safe spot right now, where we could see potential energy here coming in Peterson Hill. So Peterson Hill residents, I'm going to kind of shift our attention there because that's where we're seeing the best, and that would be the extreme western portions of Cuthbert. And these areas here, these roads here need to certainly take shelter. Let's see who these guys are here. We'll get back down to street level again as close as we can and see what we have, and we can bring it back north to see as it's coming across 82. Okay, so all these areas here, County Road right here, 120, I think it's 128, southwest of there should all be taking shelter right now, seeking shelter. All this whole area here. Cuthbert, you're off to the right. So here we are at Cuthbert. The circulation is just off to your west. So if you're right even around here in the Heights area, Singer Heights, you should be seeking shelter immediately. So this is like the extreme western portions of these areas. The county street here too as well. This is actually right out to the north.
I'm not getting a road on that.
Yeah.
That one that goes from Peterson Hill to just north of Cuthbert. Not getting a road.
And some of that area there too. This, especially up through here, the county road. It's County Road 12. But once you get right around this area, I'm just going to back out of the shot here just for 1 minute and to see it. But Conley, this is the Conley Street area to North Lumpkin Street. Right in that whole northwest quadrant, the Singer Heights neighborhood area, I would actually be seeking shelter still. Anybody in downtown Cuthbert southeast now, or 216, Georgia State Route 216, you're on the safe side. So, but still stay with us. You should still be in your shelter until this moves out completely. Peterson Hill, right along 82, that's still an area as well that we got to watch closely. You also are looking at Faircloth Drive. I would still be seeking shelter where Faircloth Drive goes all the way out to the far, where it almost dead ends to the west. And as far as Peterson Hill, you are right in the potential circulation, but right now we're seeing this certainly looking more favorable, at least on the scans, for not being something that would be conducive of something very violent or anything like that. But there's definitely circulation with it, and there's definitely a lot of winds being picked up by the radar, and that's what has us concerned. If this
it's just kind of goes away, comes back, goes away.
Yeah.
But it's still radar indicated, so
Yeah.
still that's good news.
That is good news. So you're probably, there's like a funnel cloud, and it lifts back up. Doesn't hit the ground, it's not a tornado. So funnel clouds, but you still got a lot of wind around there.
And I think something that's not helping us with debris, these are very low topped.
That's a good point, and because we're getting that scan, that's right, because especially we're Rucker on this, we're using one site, Rucker right now, moving away?
Yeah,
which is best. So we're using one radar, which gives you the best and closest in this particular case. But what it's doing is, in this scan, it is definitely at 20,000 feet at Fort Rucker, too. You're getting real low base storms. And as I said earlier, these are not supercells, but you could still get tornadoes out of a non-thunderstorm. You got wind shear, and you got the setup of a storm coming perpendicular to the coastal areas and inland, and then all of a sudden you get spin and rotation. So that's what's going on right here at this point, as it's lifting northeast of there. There's the actual radar. Right now, this is a live radar.
Something also probably helping our situation, there's rain helping the inflow.
Yeah.
Or
it's just wrapping inside, almost rain wrapped in a sense.
Which is helping it weaken a little
Yeah,
bit.
and that happens, and hopefully that's going to be the case, and it continues that way as we have this energy come out. This is another weak band right behind it. If you're in Eufaula, this is not tornadic or anything, so folks in Eufaula are worried. You could see right now, in fact, Baker Hill area and all that coming in, it's helping to maybe move some of this out of Randolph County and then eventually kind of move east and hopefully shear it apart. Share it even more. It shares what's causing it, but just take it so it doesn't really have any characteristics of any kind of tornado.
Also, maybe two other circulations just south
See
of
that?
it.
Yeah, right down in Arlington. So we just need to watch these. These could cause wind damage, just basic, just kind of areas of rotation. That's the velocity scan that's on there, which are coming out, still picking them up quite well. The Abbeville area, 431 and all that's the area we're talking about. That's just a rain band, strictly a rain band. We don't see anything else with it. But even southwest of all this, Cody, we still got the energy we have to consider. Now all severe thunderstorm warnings, but right around Geneva and Enterprise. So hopefully this will be, this stuff is not looking as impressive as it did just about maybe 20 minutes ago. But we still got band after band, still all the way through Greenville, Alabama, and the McKenzie area right along Interstate 65, and all this is kind of moving in. So you got 1, 2, 3 as they line up. The area of circulation of Claudette, or even post-remnants or depression, whatever we're at this juncture, it lifts north and east, and it's ascending wave after wave. So once this is out, and we haven't even spoken about it, but earlier, where we have the flash flooding issue, this is what's going to cause that, because you're getting heavy rain in each one of these, probably up to an inch, if not greater, in these slower moving bands, and what they do is they saturate the ground, and those low-lying areas, what happens on secondary roads and the small creeks, they rise quickly. So never pass any standing water. That's another hazard here that's going to continue right through our Father's Day morning until we can see this completely pass out. So there you go. You got Randolph County, tornado warning still, and of course outside of Enterprise we have that severe thunderstorm
We're getting
warning.
more damage reports out of Early County.
Okay, now Early. So that's going to be interesting what happens in Clay now. So we got to see what comes out of Early.
Well, this is from that.
Early, right. So I wouldn't be surprised if Clay will start putting some.
Yeah, they'll probably slowly trickle in.
Yeah, trickle in. Yeah. So this is why we're on this. This is why we have to stay on it, because of the history of this particular storm. One storm, and it certainly has been.
And I think we may have a weak debris signature out of this Randolph County.
Okay, let's go right to it and see. We're going to go to TDS now, and there, yeah, we do. We certainly do a little bit. That's what it looks like right there to me. Let's watch a scan here for a second. And why we're doing this for folks at home, just northwest of Cuthbert, this is important to watch, and it correlates well with where that circulation is. We start seeing debris, then we know generally we could say we have a tornado. We have a tornado on the ground. So we're going to take this seriously. And again, as we've been saying for the last at least hour, benevolence, you need to watch out here. Cuthbert area, if this is where it is, there's still circulation, could be right around the west part of Cuthbert. So Cuthbert, you still should be hunkered down. You can see right here, this is where the circulation is, where Cody's shown right through here. And you can see where it was tightening up. And that debris seems to be falling back up here. So it could be lifting up, debris flying off that way, which would make sense. And when we get right around the areas here, and this road,
Maddox Road
right through this area here.
Old Spring, Val
and Old
Road.
Springs right up through here. And where it intersects, you should all be seeking shelter. And even if you're back up across, just right along US 82, Springvale, watch to stay indoors. No, you should be outside even through this whole area here, because this debris looks like it's starting to really show that we do have some signs of some debris in here. And that kind of debris could be picked up for, tens of thousands of feet and then fall later somewhere else.
Downstream for Stewart and Webster, we're getting a severe thunderstorm warning.
Okay.
But it's going to have the tornado tag.
Gotcha. And that's something new, and thanks for saying that. When we have situations like this, what they're doing is more or less prepping everybody. We're keeping an eye for potential tornado. All severe thunderstorms could produce that, and because this storm, it hasn't been actually a tornado technically the whole time, there's still damaging wind threat with this. And it can also produce a tornado at any given time. So they put a tornado tag on it as well with the severe thunderstorm warning, which will keep us on until this completely leaves out of here. And that's what Cody's talking about. So if you're in Lumpkin or Richland, nothing's happening right now. If you're in Weston and Webster County, not Preston yet, but just Weston in the southwest corner in Richland, Georgia, too. Let's make sure that you guys are just ready here in parts of Stewart County as well for the severe thunderstorm warning. That's prepping you for potential, maybe that becoming tornadic at any given time. So this is all about alerting. This is what First Alert's all about. We're going to make sure that you are alerted and know that this potential storm could have some impacts on you. Doesn't mean it's happening at this juncture right now, but it's certainly it's a good way to prep you and prepare you to know where your safe spots would be. So if you're in Richland, Weston, and back across the areas, not quite Omaha, that's farther west, but in parts of Stewart County here, you need to start taking more of your safe spots here. US 27 cuts right in that southwest corner, so you're also in there in that southwest corner of this polygon, which is in the corner of Stewart County, but the circulation is northwest right now of Cuthbert. So if you're in Cuthbert in Randolph County, we're good. So this is some great news. I'm just so relieved that I don't want it to be anywhere, but it's not in a heavily populated area. But all our friends here, too, that's just as bad. But your chances of seeing more stuff getting, if there does become circulation at the surface, becoming more of a hazard is lessened. But you can still see there is a little TDS here, and that's what we call a tornado debris signature. And last scan shows it kind of spreading out here. So that could just be a lot of stuff that's falling, hitting the surface. Yeah, dissipating. And, but needs to be watched. And there could be a lot of debris on the ground, so do not try to go out there and inspect, because that's also another hazard. So Benevolence, you're still in that. Cuthbert, we probably could go ahead and, I guess we could just take it from even the radar scan, Cody, right about to that little appendages, and just take it up to Benevolence, northwest of Cuthbert. Really, probably it's more right about here, and then take it up to Benevolence and see what that time is on that for Benevolence, and we'll push it all the way back up in there. So Wade's, we were showing that earlier, 54 minutes. That's been pretty consistent. Benevolence coming up just before the top of the hour, 58 minutes, so that's just a little over 10 minutes away. So I would get in your safe spot in Wade first, and then Benevolence, and then Troutman. All three of these areas here, start thinking safe spot, most interior section of a home right now. Before we get into that extreme southwest corner of Webster County, but southeast corner of Stewart County right now. Outside of course, to the south is Randolph County, where it's lifting across your area on that projected track. And I don't see anything else that was after that.
No, it looked like we just got that that TDS, and then it just we probably got a tornado really quick, and then it just went away.
Okay, so that's something that's very typical with tropical storm bands. They're not supercell storms that have extreme energy with them, and they're towering up 40,000 feet in the atmosphere. These are quite the contrary, different, and it makes them a little bit more harder to try to track a little bit sometimes. But we do know that there was a little bit of possible debris right about there. Cody showed that, and when you cycle it through there,
so
that's
somewhere right in there.
I really think there was a tornado there for sure. There'll be some, and it missed Cuthbert altogether. So Cuthbert, you're clear right now. If you're in Cuthbert, breathe a sigh of relief at this point. You're okay. And that's what we were saying earlier. It was making a straight eye to Cuthbert, and you can see how tornadoes do not take the exact path. It cycles out. It went off to the west a little bit. And again, I keep saying this is why we stay on until the event's over. If I would have went on that earlier and say Cuthbert, it wouldn't even been Cuthbert, and the people we would have left out were all of you guys that were northwest of that area, around Peterson Hill area as well. So Peterson Hill, it's starting to clear out of your area now, and if you're Benevolence, the next bigger city here is where we need to be certainly watching closely. And again, right along 27, very rural area, but we got a lot of people down here, though, still scattered about, and we do have a lot of neighborhoods that we want to make sure you guys are safe. and a couple areas here. So let me just back out of this. You could see, let me just get some road names here for you. If you're in the Martha Berry Highways, another name for US 27, of course, you know, right around Wades, you should be seeking shelter. Benevolence, it's all rain. It's not a tornado in this area yet, but we're watching it. County Road 116 to the north, you can see Ball Road. You're clear at this point. That's Ball Road where it even goes all the way to outside of the county. Old Springvale Road 2 is right in the thick of things now with the heaviest rain to the west and potential debris that was there until we get all the way out towards the areas of southeast Stewart County, and we're going to watch southwest Webster County as well as this lifts in here, and that would include you in Troutman. So Benevolence, and then we'll be watching Troutman. So Wades right now should be in your safe spot as we speak, and all the neighborhoods southeast of Wades Road right now, that we should be in our safe area. And these areas here are the ones we want to keep a watchful eye on. This is what I always worry about. You're using surface velocity or base surface, yeah. So let's take a look at this. And okay, you can see right where Cuthbert is. So we're not getting a good signature here at all in this one here, but we'll just give it a second. And if we go ahead and we'll try to do the squall, I think we're close to 30.
30,
is
yes.
Is that fair to say? Okay, at this point. So this is kind of, it's not the best scan here, but this is what we're looking at with the potential. So, you know, this is taking us, we'll start going after the 3 o'clock hours. It's lifting north and east rapidly. And again, this could still move off to the northwest a little bit too, but right along, here's 27 again, from Lumpkin down to Cuthbert. Lumpkin right now, I would still kind of like think, just be prepared. Stay with us. You're not in any threat area, but if this decides to take a little bit more of a jog to the west, but I think with that energy coming in across Alabama, that hopefully will push this and get it out of here or just break it apart. Richland, you could start thinking about it too. Preston definitely, and I told you about Weston too, so we're looking at that southwest area here, Weston and Preston up through Highway 280, US 280 coming into Webster County. That's what we want to watch. And that's at southwest corner. Here's that panhandle right here, Randolph County, which goes in the southeast corner of Stewart County is what we're watching. But right now, Lumpkin, you're clear, but we do have to watch this closely as it continues to lift northeast of Cuthbert. Cuthbert, you're clear right now, so that's some good news. Shellman's clear. These areas outside.
And it looks like
Randolph.
we've lost the rotation completely.
I don't see it. First time we haven't seen the rotation on it. But we're going to just stay on it just for a couple more cycles here because we, you know, it has a mind of its own.
Yeah, let's check on these below it.
So we do got to run Edison too. Yeah, we got some good circulation down here. We got a couple areas here of circulation between Bluffton and the other one right around Edison. So 2 of them right there. And we'll watch that. And run that back. See, I got to assume that's also lifting north-northeast. So Coleman should be out of that, hopefully. But south-central Randolph County may have a warning if this continues like this, especially Bluffton. The Bluffton one is lifting almost identical. It's lifting right along, almost parallel to 27. And then Edison here, too, if that continues, comes up through Shellman, then we have to start watching areas around Sumter County. But right now, we're not seeing that. So Bluffton to the southeast, there's Coleman and Cuthbert. So everybody's just in their safe spots and continue to do so. Was there some of that as far as the shelter stuff that we had on there, did it ever come up or not? Yeah, it's fine. I think we do know the bottom line is it's just, again, everyone has their safe spot. And I know a lot of folks, when we're trying to think through it, we forget, get a little nervous, but just lowest level, just always think that lowest level, most interior section of a dwelling, and that's the best thing. No mobile home is the safest spot, and a lot of folks say, oh, I don't have any other place to go, Bob, but double wides that are, you know, they're strapped down and tight, get in that center too if you have no choice, but I prefer you not having to be in there. I just wish we can, if you have a storm shelter to go to, this is a good time to do it for the next few hours, right through this evening, because we still got another round off to our west. So what Cody was showing us here, whenever there are tornadoes, despite they're from tropical systems or not, this is what we're talking about. Here's a hall, for example, in this particular house, garage, bedroom, and kitchen all surrounding it. This would be the best place to go. Why? Because you're avoiding windows and, of course, doors and outside walls. Those are the things that collapse and move in. When the debris hits it, punches a hole in it, lifts it all apart. The roof blows off. Always cover yourself with blankets or mattresses for protection. Why? Because flying glass and other debris from other areas go flying through the open areas of a dwelling, and that can lacerate you or whatever it may be. Clearly, we don't have many places with basements here, but low-level areas, like somebody who's in a lower third or underground kind of thing, is always the best place for sure, for certain. Tornado shelters, always say that is your best. And again, never on a second floor. Safest place is the lowest level. Never be on the second floor. So if you're in benevolence, you want to be in that lowest level right now. You could see, as it certainly doesn't look characteristic of that, we've been still on this because we still see a couple areas of circulation. This is the first time that we've seen it not as tightly wound. We did have, just to the northwest of Cuthbert, right in this area here, Peterson Hill area, between these two areas,
and
there was actually debris. Yeah, and the tornado warning has expired, which is great news. And what we'll do, I think,
canceled, really.
Yeah, they canceled. What we're going to do now, why are you still seeing a severe thunderstorm warning? Because there's still a lot of winds with this, potentially damaging. The winds aloft have been strong enough. So what we're going to do, if you're in Weston, Preston, Troutman, even Richland, just be on the lookout. You can count on us. We're still tracking this. And we're going to be live here on WRBL.com all afternoon, no matter what. We cut in, as if you lose it. We're on News 3. We're crawling at the bottom of the screen, and we're on Q107.3 FM when there's the most pressing area right now. So just keep that in mind. Those are your 3 areas just to kind of keep tight. Your NOAA weather radio, and you're going to be fine. This is going to be an active night. I would say we'll probably be going through this as 3 o'clock in the afternoon Eastern Time to Central. Even in our East Central Alabama counties, southwest of areas of Columbus, be on the lookout for the next couple hours. We need to just be tapped in. You know, enjoy a movie, do whatever you need to do, but just somehow keep a source nearby so we can keep you updated. We got to get this energy out of here before we feel safe to just clear it for tonight. So stay with us. We're going to just break away here. We'll return to programming. And thanks for trusting News 3. We're on your side with the First Alert Weather Team, and we're online. We continue the live streaming. You'll see us working behind the scenes with the radar, and if there's anything that comes on, we're on the air, and we're going to be tracking it for you and letting you know. So we got some good news to report. Tornado warning is out, but damaging wind potentially could still come out of this the system that's coming into areas of southernmost part and southeast part of Stewart and south in the western portion of Webster County as well. Have yourself a good afternoon, and we're on your side.